Crafting Vicky here with you, and today we're here with an ink that a lot of you guys probably already have, which is the Noodler's Black Swan in Australian Roses. I purchased this from Buchan's in Vancouver, Canada. And by the way, if you're a Canadian right now, well, if you're anywhere, but if you're a Canadian, it's worth looking into, because right now they're having a sale, and some stuff is up to 15% off. So go and check it out. I will try to remember to put them in the description box below so that you can go and check them out. I'm not sponsored or anything. I just like, you know, supporting little stores if I can. So this one here I put in a Noodler's pen, which is this one that I purchased used. It's a nib creeper and it's hot pink, and I just noticed that it's almost empty and some of it seeped into the cap, and yeah, so like it kind of messed up. I don't know what happened. I wasn't using it all that much. Well, I used it a lot, and now I was like kind of keeping it so that I could do this and not ink another pen for this yet, because I know I'm going to be inking other ones later. So that's why it's that. So let's start off by doing the chromatography so that we've got it started. Here we go. Put that in and put this in and get that started. I'm loving the chromatographies. It's so much fun. So then let's do this, and you can see that I haven't been using a lot of this ink. It's fairly new bottle because it's like still to the top. I really like the fact that Noodler give you so much ink when you purchase. Like they really fill up the bottles. Okay, so I've got way too much. I still have a lot. Okay, so we'll try it with this and see. And somebody, I saw Amanda do this yesterday. Might take some back. And somebody had mentioned it also in my comments, which I thought was brilliant. I really appreciated the tip. And somebody also linked, gave me the link to the video from Goulet, but I didn't watch it yet because I was busy watching all the other fabulous inks being shown. I like these splotches, and it's kind of fun to have been able to reuse the ink that way. I didn't do as good as yesterday, but I still, you know, I think it's still a lot of fun. I'm happy, like I'm getting better at doing my splotches, and practice makes perfect, right? That's what I'm going for. Let's put this over here so that I can wipe my brush after. So do a bigger piece. So this is Tomoe River paper, in case you haven't, you didn't watch the intro to this whole thing, because I did share this in the plan of what I wanted to do. So then I just need to do this little thing, and because I know that it's almost empty, I chose a super short poem this time around, and it's A Word to Husband by Ogden Nash. So today we're using Noodler's Black Swan in Australian roses. We're April 5th, 2021, and we're doing oh, I forgot to write. I'm using Noodler's nib creeper with a medium nib, and it's in the pink. I'm very surprised by the fact that I like this one so much, because I had another nib creeper, and I really didn't like the writing with it. But I have a feeling that some of it is due to the fact that it was with a flex nib. So yeah. And I'm doing another video today, which is going to be my review of the fountain pens that I used in the month of March and how I like them, as well as the ones I'm using for the month of April so far. So a word to husband: to keep your marriage brimming with love in the loving cup. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. I love that so much. So I'm almost finished with this pen, so I might as well just have a little bit of fun showcasing this. It's a pretty, I'm pretty happy with it, especially since I got it used, so didn't pay as much. And it reverse writes perfectly, like very, very thin lines, so I guess I could use it for sketching, which is something that I might do. So I hope that you've liked that. Let's check out our chromatography, and it's pretty pink. So you see that there's a bit of lighter, and then it gets a bit darker, and then back to the regular pink. So that's that. Hope you come and check out the my video on what I have inked, like I said. And if you're interested in the sale, go check out Buchan's. And that is it for now. Bye. Hi everyone, Crafting Vicky here with you, and today I'm here, well, if you watched my previous video, you will have seen my day 5 of the 30 inks in 30 days, and I mentioned that I was going to share with you guys my review of the March 2021 filled pen, as well as share with you what I'm doing for what's inked up so far for the month of April. So in the month of March, I had the Kaweco Hello Kitty with the fine nib with the Hope Pink from Diamine. I just love that pen, and that ink with it was just perfect. The Platinum Plaisir, and so that one had a A++. The Platinum Plaisir, the blue one with the, what I thought was the medium nib with the Graf von Faber-Castell Stone Grey. I usually adore the Platinum Plaisir pens, but I didn't like writing with this one, and I don't know if it was a combination of the ink with that pen. it really wasn't all that pleasant. I have to admit as well that, like I said, I like to pair my inks with my pens, and obviously this is gray, the pen was blue. Maybe that has to do with it. Mentally I wasn't liking it as much. I didn't like the you can see like it spreads, like it wasn't a nice writing experience. Then the Kaweco Lilliput Brass Wave with the medium nib. I just love that tiny pen. I finished the Kaweco cartridge, and it was really awesome. My Moonman S5. I've been using this thing so much, and you can see that I don't want to put it too low because otherwise it's gonna. But it's about here, the level of the ink, which I've been using it a lot with my art, and I'm just loving this pen so much. It's so funny how the first month I hated writing with it, because I gave it a C in in January. Now it's an A for sure. It's one of my go-to pens. I love it. Very happy with it. Then the TWSBI Echo White and Rose Gold with the fine nib. I had put the TWSBI Midnight Blue in it. That's the first pen I finished. I love the pen, but I wasn't fan of the ink. I'm wondering if I did like the ink with the blue platinum Plaisir pen, that might be a better combo for me, because with that pen it just wasn't, I don't know, I would have preferred having a pink in it. So I give it an A. And it's so funny because I said maybe you should try it with the blue platinum Plaisir. So I wrote this a little while ago, so I guess I'm still in the same frame of mind. Then the TWSBI Classic Turquoise limited edition with the Monteverde California Teal. Oh my god, I just love this pen and ink. It was just so perfect. It was an A++. I finished that one so fast. Just loved everything about it. Everything. Then my Mini AL in gold with broad nib, a pair with the Mont Blanc Toffee Brown. I love the feel of the pen, and I really like the color of the ink, but I wasn't a fan of the broad nib, and I don't know if it's the paper I was writing with, or I'm not quite sure. I don't have a lot of broad nibs. This is like new experience to me, so maybe that's why. So I gave it an A-, but I really love that TWSBI pen, and that brown is just perfect. Like, it's the perfect brown. But even though they look good together, I wasn't super happy writing with them. Then the TWSBI Echo Golden Horse, with the extra fine nib, I inked that one up with Sailor 735. I love that pen. It's still inked up because I haven't finished it, so it's gonna go into the month of April. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to blow my nose. I just petted Leo, and that's what happens because I'm allergic to cats, and I've got 4, and I'm allergic to dogs, and I've got 2. So yeah, a bit nuts. That's what happens. I just love my fur babies. So it writes beautifully though, and it's super smooth. Like on this paper, it just like glides. Extra fine nibs is a bit too fine for me. I'm not like a huge fan of that at all. But it does kind of work because sometimes I need smaller to write smaller size, and that was the perfect pen for this. So I'm quite happy with it. I wish it wasn't an extra fine, but that's the only one I could find at the time when I purchased it, because I was late to the game. Then the Conklin Durograph Rainbow with the Omniflex nib. I used the nitrogen ink from Organic Studios with it. So these two were not part of the original lineup. Originally I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pen, one which is used only for art. I finished all of those by mid-March, and because I was writing so many letters, I needed to ink up new pens. So I inked up 5 new pens. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new pen, and I'm missing one because I inked up another one last week because my dad sent me a writing exercise to do. So we've been writing each other, and it's a lot of fun. So the Conklin Durograph, I love that pen. It's just so beautiful to look at. Just the looking at it was just like, it's really awesome. The thing is, I gave it a B because I'm not really good with the Omniflex, and so I didn't really appreciate it. I need to learn how to write with that, and maybe I'll appreciate it more. I don't know. So far, the Conklin, the only one that I totally just adore writing with is my stub nib. And at this point, I'm thinking that I want all my Conklin to be with stub nib, and then I'd be using them all the time because I really love how that nib feels. Like, it's just wonderful. So then the other ones I did was the Noodler's Charlie pen with Noodler's Art of Darkness. I purchased this ink at this ink, the Vert Atlantide. I did it wrong. Atlantide, Poussière de Lune, and Australian Roses I got at Buchan's. And when I got them, I wanted to ink them up because I needed the more inks anyway. The only one I didn't use yet is the Noodler's 54th Massachusetts, but all the other ones I had to try. And I was so the Charlie pen comes with as a freebie with that bottle of ink, and I was sure I wasn't gonna like it, but actually I love that pen, and it writes really, really well. So it surprised me quite a lot. I gave it an A. What I also really love with that is that it's going to be a very easy pen to clean out because it's an eyedropper. And the ink, I tried some water on it, did a water test, and it's pretty solid. Like it moves a bit, but not much. So I can actually write the envelopes, the address on my envelopes with it. So I love that. Then the Jinhao, the pink, the shark. Oh my god, with the Colorverse Felicité. I just love that ink and that pen so much. So much. I love the combo and everything, and I'm very surprised because I have now I finished the sample, so this is the last of that ink that I've got. There's a lot of inks that I want that I've been seeing, so I don't know if I'm gonna get that one right away, but this is one of the samples that I would really like to acquire eventually. Then the other, and what's so fun with this is this one and the Swan are such inexpensive pens, but they just write so well. So and I'm not afraid to put whatever in them because of the fact that they're so inexpensive. I mean, they cost like $3. So even if I mess it up, it's not such a big investment, and just looking at it makes me smile because they're just funny and just, yeah, they bring the kid out of me. So so I was really pleased and happily surprised on this one, and very sad that now my sample is going to be finished, but at the same time I can use that little sample bottle to send ink to others, so that's a good thing. Then the Swan, the clear Swan, I love that pen as well, as I mentioned. I put Poussière de Lune from Jacques Herbin in it. It's a beautiful purple, but it's not my favorite from Jacques Herbin, so once that little bottle is finished, I don't think I would be purchasing another bottle of that one. I'm really pleased I've got that little bottle, but because I will use it all, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Then the Pilot Metropolitan Retro Pop Green with the medium nib. I put the Jacques Herbin Vert Atlantide, and I don't know if it's the ink or the pen, but it skips. So I'm very surprised, because I've had Jacques Herbin inks before with shimmer in Pilot pens without any issues. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to investigate that one further. I'm not quite sure. I love the look of the pen, and it would write well if it wasn't skipping. So yeah. And then the Noodler's Nib Creeper, which is what I shared with you in the previous video, was with the medium nib, and in Black Swan with Australian Roses. That was a big surprise, because I have another nib creeper, the Poltergeist edition, but it has a flex nib, and I hated that pen so much. It's part of the lineup of the 30 inks in 30 days. I'm gonna give it a try again and see if it's still really, if I still hate it so much, because now I know that it's not the type of pen that I don't like. It was probably the nib. I got it back in 2019 when I was just starting to play with fountain pens, so didn't know much, and I still don't know much, but I knew even less, and so that might be why I didn't appreciate it. So we shall see. So now let's go to a fresh page, and then we can decide. Do I use that? Yeah, I'll use that, and I can always glue something on top to give the report card, I guess, because I hate to waste. And even here, there was a, whoops, where is it? No, not that one. Even here, when I did the review, I had to write over some spots, so I guess we can it really depends on how much ink I put when I do the testing, and this one was my Krishna inks, and yeah, it really bled through that one. Okay, so my pens so far. So we've got, this is, so we're April 2021 pen lineup. I'm gonna still write this one, but it's almost empty, so it's not gonna be lasting all that much. So this is the golden, the Echo twist, the Echo Golden Horse, extra fine nib, and there's a cat hair extra fine nib with Sailor 735, and it's almost finished, but not quite. The capacity, the ink capacity in those pens is so big, and I didn't even fill it like fully, which is why, like, I try not to fill them too much, because it's happened in the past. The only thing is, I've noticed that if I don't fill it up as I used to fill up the full thing, then there seems to be some air that gets stuck in there, and then they skip. So I don't know if it's me filling up the pen. I have no idea. We shall see how it goes, if it's gonna happen again, or if this was just like a once in a blue moon type of thing. So I still have a lot of this one. This ink I haven't used much, because obviously I inked it up only in the middle of the month, but you can see that I really love purples. and pinks and that sort of thing. So this is the Jinhao Swan clear with a fine nib, and I just reviewed which ink I had put in that, and I completely forgot again. It's Poussière de Lune with Jacques Herbin. So I'm finishing off those pens. I'm not inking up new ones because I know that through the 30 days, I will be inking up a lot of pens. So then we've got this one, and I'm gonna put them fairly close because of the fact that I will probably end up with a lot of new pens in the lineup. So this one is the Pilot Metropolitan, and see, it's not skipping right now. MR Retro Pop Green probably knows that it's under review with Jacques Herbin. But it seems so fine, and it's supposed to be a medium, so I don't understand. It just doesn't. There's something about this that doesn't jive. But it says medium, so I don't know. And then we've got this cutie. Oh, actually, I should do the black so that I split up my blacks. Let's use this one first. And it writes so well now. So Moonman S5. This is the fine, I think, nib, or extra fine nib. Which one is it? I don't remember. Extra fine nib. With platinum carbon black ink, and you can see it's fairly dry, like it doesn't spread much. And then we have this fun pen. Love that color so much. So this is the Jinhao pink shark with the fine nib, Colorverse Félicité. Then we've got the Charlie pen, which I had filled up completely, and you can see that I've used up quite a lot. So I'm using it a lot more than I thought, and it flows beautifully, like really beautifully. And this one I said that it was, which I don't know what type of nib this is. I need to compare, I guess, with other and this definitely will keep on being used up with that ink. So it will probably be showing up in every month's lineup the same way as the Moonman S5 does. And this one has with heart of Noodlers. It spreads very well like that, but then once it's dry, it doesn't. This is the Conklin that I just adore. I just adore this pen so much, and so I had to ink it back up because of the fact that my dad wanted me to do a calligraphy exercise. Plus, anyway, it was in my lineup to be used. So this one has the Pen Chalet special exclusive, the Sedona Red Robert Oster Pen Chalet exclusive. I just think it's just the perfect combination with this pen, and I love writing with this. I find my handwriting looks so much better with this. So Conklin Graph Special Edition Fire with stub nib paired with Sedona Red from Robert Oster. I could have done a bigger spread, but yeah, I just adore this pen. So this for sure is going to be it's going to be in the lineup. Now there's two pens that are making the lineup, which were not supposed to, and it was quite a surprise to me how they ended up in the lineup. I've been purchasing some vintage pens on eBay because of Mary Odge, so it's your fault, Mary, and because she was sharing vintage pens, and I just love the look of them. And I purchased two pens coming from Hungary. Yeah, Hungary in English. I'm confused now, but and in French it's Hongrie. So yeah, and so I purchased this pen case and these two pens. What I didn't expect was that the seller would actually fill them up prior to shipping them out, which is very was very surprising to me, because this thing was leaking like all over, and I couldn't figure it out. And I opened it up, and sure enough, the converter was completely filled up. So I've been using them. It wasn't meant to be used right away, but at least I know they work. This one, I think both of them are extra fine nibs, because the nibs are so tiny. Like, they're so tiny. I haven't seen nibs so tiny, like, ever. Whoops. It would help if I was in the frame. Can you see how tiny that thing is? It's like so tiny. And there's no brand, there's no nothing. I guess I would have to take it apart to see if there's something written on the nib. Not sure. And I'm just noticing like it's a bit crooked. Yeah. So I don't know what the ink is, and I don't know what the pen is. So all I know is it's a blue-black ink color, and this is the nib just keeps on collecting fluff in it because of the fact that it's so fine. Like, it grabs the paper. So and I guess it's funny because it's so tiny, and at the same time it writes pretty big, so it's a very strange thing. So I believe it's from, this one is from Germany. That's what it said. So unknown ink since was inked up. By the seller. And it's a strange, because you write with it, like look at that, but if I reverse, it's bigger. So it's very strange. It's a very strange pen. I like it. I like the fact that you've got the window. I just wish I knew what pen this was. But it's a mystery. So if you have any idea of what type of pen this could be, if you've seen it before, let me know, because I'd be very curious to know. The other one though has a it's a similar type of model, and it does have a converter as well, but this one, the converter is a twist one, and it has ink as well, as you can see. This one is actually an Echo. I hope I pronounced this right. 442, and I believe this one is also an extra fine. This one is more blue. It's a more, like, this one was really dark blue black. This one is much lighter. And you can see and unknown ink since filled by the seller. So it's scratchy, but at the same time, it's not a bad writing experience. It's kind of hard to describe. This is the nib, if you want a closer look at it. Whoops, this is upside down. So yeah, it's fun. And this is kind of semi-transparent, which is kind of strange, because there's a texture on it. But yeah, so I've had a lot of fun playing with these. I haven't taken them apart because obviously there's ink in them. I shall see if eventually I try taking them apart and seeing if like how the nib is, and maybe clean it out a little bit better. But yeah, so that's my lineup, and like I said, there's going to be a lot of other pens that are going to join in, but right now I'm trying to use up these by writing a lot of letters. And that's it for now. Love you guys. Bye.